Jim Geltch, can you quickly tell us who you are and what your role with Nuffield Australia is?
Yes, I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Nuffield Australia, Mike. I've been in this job for 7 years, and a well-worn cliche, but it is the best job in Australia, I can tell you. I'm working with young, passionate agriculturalists on a day-to-day basis, so invigorating from my perspective, and hoping adding some value to Australian agriculture. But a bit about Nuffield Australia. Nuffield Australia is an organisation that started in 1950. In fact, Bert Kelly, that some people might remember, Bert Kelly, the modest member, a modest farmer. In fact, Hal Colbatch has just released a book on Bert, the modest member. Was our first Nuffield scholar in 1951, along with Neil McNeil, and since then we've selected 321 farmers from around Australia. We've really made a special effort to really get as we increase the numbers, to get a diversity of industries as well that we actually cover. So to that extent, let me just pull out, say, 4 off the top of my head. We have Annabelle Coppin from the Pilbara in Western Australia. Now, and her study was the live export trade. And of course, that came into focus 2 years ago. She was actually our youngest scholar. She went away at 22 years of age. We took a risk with Annabelle, but I think she's more than repaid both her industry, her business, and certainly Nuffield in what she's been able to achieve since she's come back. She is still a key driving force. She actually helps host our scholars on a part of their global focus program in Qatar. So she actually travels to Qatar and shows them around at the coalface, that live animal export industry. So she's one. We go to someone like Marty Phillips, who's in Cairns, is a Barramundi aquaculturalist. So Marty is actually now chairman of the Barramundi Growers Association, but he's an instrumental force in that industry in northern Australia. I mean, he's in aquaculture, Barramundi, and Marty's the man. But I think it'd be fair to say that his exposure through the Nuffield Scholarship has been instrumental in what he's been able to achieve in that industry. If we go then to, say, Tasmania, and we have Rob Nichols, who's a chicken meat producer down there. But Rob has actually went out to look at renewables, how we can actually look at utilising the waste stream from his production units. But he's come back with a far bigger strategic view of renewables, to the extent that he's looking at small-scale wind generation, on-farm wind generation in a commercial sense. So, again, here's someone who's gone away with a particular subject in mind, come back with a bigger strategic view, because he's been exposed to a global view and has been able to capture many other thoughts and ideas from that journey he's been through.
So this is very impressive, obviously, and the track record is there and very well publicised. Where will Nuffield be, say, in a decade's time? I mean, where is this going to take your organisation as an institution?
It's a good question, and in fact Nuffield will be holding a further strategic planning review in 2014, early 2014, and far from me to say where the organisation will be, but let me give you a sense of what we're trying to do. And if we just go back to that point of Harry Perkins, when he was trying to, the point of this external review was to increase the numbers, but once you've increased the numbers, what do you do then? Well, the point is you actually disseminate that information. And here at ABARES, this is what it's all about. Now, we have 7 Nuffield scholars being represented in either in panel sessions or in speaking engagements here at ABARES over these 2 days. So that's a significant part, if you like, of taking that external review recommendations and ensuring that Australian agriculture is benefiting from the investment of those scholars. The Department of Agricultural, Fisheries and Forestry have a seminar series within their headquarters in Canberra. There will be 6 Nuffield scholars presenting at about the 40 seminars that they hold, and that will be to management within DAF. And these are the people who will then hopefully be influenced by these farmers coming and and exposing them some of the views that are out there at grassroots level in agriculture. But if you ask me in 10 years' time where we're going to be, and my board might smack me over the hand for saying these sort of things, but I suspect that we could be sending 30 to 40 young farmers away overseas. We are particularly seeing further professional development of these people beyond the Nuffield Scholarship, and to some sense I see the scholarship as a catalyst for professional development. So I'd like to think that we have some really, these people collectively are doing something quite significant towards shaping Australian agriculture.